When I think of the greatest news headlines of all time, men walk on moon, the Berlin Wall falls, and now Keeper posts accruals. That's right, our friends at Keeper are now releasing their greatest product yet, Keeper Accruals. It transforms a tedious, spreadsheet-heavy process into a streamlined, structured, and audit-ready process that's built right into your month-end close. Eliminate the manual calculations by automating accrual entries with intelligent rules and customizable schedules. You can increase your audit confidence every time because of an entry tied with source data and a complete recognition timeline. Work faster by managing, reviewing, and posting all your accruals directly from the Keeper close page. No extra tools or tabs needed. I've been playing with this for weeks, and the guys and gals over at Keeper are on to something new that's going to change the industry forever. And if you sign up at least 10 clients in September, you will get 20% off their new scale package going forward. Head on over to keeper.app and give it a try. Welcome to UnAccountable, the world's okayest accounting game show podcast for product news, education, and updates. I am your galloping glamper of a host, Tyler Otto, and I'm joined by the diversified, dapper co-host himself, Jeremy Van Grolson III. Is it okay that I added those suffixes?
Yeah, I mean, you want to add like PhD or at the end?
Pretty humble dude, yeah.
Doctor of Love. Yeah.
Hey man, today, man. You had a conference this week, right? You were out boothing and selling and shaking babies and kissing hands, or reverse that?
Yeah, or kissing feet. Yeah, so I did. The Disability Services Providers Network, or DSPN, was actually in my hometown, which was fantastic. I think it's a regional organization, and I think I only sent our sales manager there last year, and they had to go 3-4 hours away, and then he's like, oh, next year's in Appleton, and I'm like, fantastic. So I got to drop my kids off that morning, head right to the conference, got to go real quickly into I hosted a session where we talked about restricted fund tracking and how that's important for nonprofit organizations. Went really well. Great feedback, great engagement from people. Got some good contacts, I think, out of it. So it went really well.
So, like, you're printing money because I mean, it sounds like you need it lately.
What? Oh yeah, it's been a little tumultuous, man. I do good on we do really well in relationships, and I've said that before. Why I'm not as freaked out about AI as the other people, because nonprofits want to talk to people, and we've had probably 5 or 6 clients in the last 2 months that either are starting to do shady things, and then we're going to break ourselves off right away, or just are not nice people and just developing more into that way, or just have hey, we're too small, we're too big, and taking this in-house. So just a lot of client static going on right now. So, yeah, we're gonna weather the storm though.
Hey, you and I both. I lost clients this month too. One of them, big hotel on a ski resort, and the ski resort lost the management contract, so someone else is now managing it. And along with that went the hotel management, and the new management company's taking all the accounting in-house. So, you know, sometimes these things are out of your control, man.
Oh, yeah. And I think we were talking with our friend Cheryl, too. And again, Cheryl, I know you tell us to our face you don't listen. But if you do, we care about you. Hope you're doing well. But she said the same thing, that they're kind of doing this all-in-one tax and accounting resource. And she already had feedback on how they want to change things. And then she's like, oh, God, they're going to lose all the insight to how they can be profitable in this ways. And we're like, yeah, you can't do anything about it sometimes.
No.
So I think you probably, too, I think you just got back early this morning, late last night from a little bit more of a road trip conference than I had.
Yeah. Went to Denver, man. I was out there for a conference. And honestly, this is a great story because, I mean, yes, I rolled in late last night. The fact that I drove 8.5 hours straight to get home so I could sleep in my own bed, not the great story. But I think you know about this. The week before the show, 5 days before I'm supposed to go, the employee that was going to come with me had to drop out. Basically, stuff going on in the personal life, and he's just like, hey, family issues, I have to be around. And I totally respect the reason why, but I'm going solo. And dude, have you ever tried selling at a big conference solo?
Yeah, no, not one that big, even smaller than that. It's just hard because if like you're having a really good engaging conversation with somebody, you just see people look at you and kind of want and then just keep going and you're like, "Oh, there's money. See you later. Bye."
You got to capture the traffic. So I went to one of the communities you and I are very well, tied into, the bookkeeper launch community. I just said, hey, do we have anyone in the space that we're all friends with that like in Denver would want to show up and just help me sell for a day? I just need like even these early hours of the show on these 2 days, anyone. And dude, we had a lot of people offer up. And the beauty was like, we had Kirsten on last week, one of her besties, Sarah Philibom, who has her own firm doing e-commerce, shows up on Tuesday and just helps sell the face out of my firm. Like it was amazing. And then Wednesday, Steve Libhart, who's also in the community, who has his own firm that does nothing but legal, he shows up as well. And also an extra hotel room night and like airplane credits. So I flew in my mom because why not? Because she always wants to do stuff. I was terrified if this was a good or a bad idea. But dude, it worked out so well. I might intentionally look to bring in friends and other firm owners in the future as my game plan. It was so good.
I love this. I have never been able to meet Steve. I've heard amazing things, but I know Sarah, she is a rock star in all the ways you could do that. But then was your mom there in the booth with you?
Wearing a specialized accounting shirt. We did not advertise it was my mom. She went by her middle name on her name badge. Like we kept that very much out. Like other people that we're friends with knew it was my mom, but she was just pushing people our way. My mom always wants to know what's going on with my business. And it's like, what time do you get to spend with your parents? And she's up for it. And she's more outgoing than me. Like you usually tend to be one of your parents' kids. I'm my mom's kid. My brother is my dad's kid. So it was just like, it worked out so well. We crushed this conference, man. Dare I say, like, I might intentionally, like, I know I've said it, but I might intentionally look to do this again.
Yeah, maybe mom is now a marketer and she's got to be paid accordingly. Here's what freaks me out though, because you and I were chatting and you're like, yeah, and I'm talking in 2 or 3 hours and really not sure what I'm going to say yet. Was that true, or were you were pulling my leg or joshing me, as my son likes to say?
So Jeremy's bringing up here that I had a presentation. So this show recently got sold last year, and the new owners of the show, it's very pay to play to get on the main stage. And I don't pay to play. I'm like, whatever, I'm not going to give you money to get up on the main stage. But like a week before the show, they're like, hey, if you want, you can, we'll put in the program that you're speaking about something at your booth. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like put us down for something. My assistant, I just say, hey, put down like the name of some slide deck I've done in the past. She's like, cool. Well, that's like a 90-minute slide deck. And I don't know what I want to go through. So yes, up to 90 minutes before, I had not pared down my slide deck to what I was going to talk about. And as I start talking, there's like 4 people at our booth. I'm like, what the heck? By the time I'm done, we are blocking the walkway with like 35 people just around. And thank goodness I had Steve and my mom there, because they're keeping people around while people are lining up to ask me questions. And they're just keeping them warm. There's like one guy that came after me that has like 300 million in hotel assets that I'm like, whoa,
Ooh.
like, yes, want to talk to this guy. And that never would have happened if Steve and my mom weren't there to keep them around. So, dude, it was such a good show.
Nice. Yeah, that scares me to no end though. It's like I don't riff quite as well as you do, but going into somewhere where I don't have like this is exactly what I'm talking about. I know my material. We're gonna go through these points. I would be freaking out if I did not have a good plan going into that.
That's awesome, man.
Speaking of that, did you sign up for a session at GrowCon? I missed the deadline. I didn't do it.
To speak?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Jaime told me I'm speaking, but then again, they invited me to speak, and so I don't know, dude.
Yeah. All right.
But it's still in my hometown, so worst case, if they don't invite me to speak, I'm still throwing a party.
Yeah.
What? Let's have a party in my backyard, man. Why not?
And the whole UnAccountable crew is welcome. And I guarantee you, if you've ever been out to one of our parties, we may own bookkeepersgonewild.com for a reason.
Yes, we do. We've done nothing with that web domain, but we do own that. One day we're going to take advantage of that. Jeremy, there's so much in the news this week. Like, dare I say, everyone, if you came for the games, we do have them scheduled, but I think we need to spend the first half of this show just hitting all the amazing news. I mean, first off, what do you got for this week?
Can I start on this one? This is the most useless piece, so I apologize I even brought this up, but I read the story and I had to laugh that the IRS conducted its biennial review of the PTIN user fee for 2025. Do you know how much this fee is?
I think it's like $25.
So you're pretty close. Yeah, it's well. Let me get to what it is. Right. So I let mine lapse because I don't want to do taxes. Right. So I had this for a while, or whatever. But the cost of renewing your PTIN should be reduced from $11 to $10, plus
Oh.
$875 payable directly to the contractor that sets it up or keeps the records or whatever. So you're pretty close. It was like $19-20, right? But they're taking $1 off the price.
Hey, no,
For your
no,
PTIN.
you are not marketing that well. You are not in sales. That's a 10% reduction, Jeremy.
Yeah,
That's 10% off.
That's true. But I was like, really? Why? Where? Who said this was a good idea? What are the factors that goes into this? Like, people are gonna like us more. I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. In the terms of the world's most useless changes, this still is nowhere near down on the list of QuickBooks changing their user interface. Like, at least the IRS just said, hey, we're going to give you $1 back, not, hey, we're going to change your interface to require 6 more clicks than normal.
Right. That is accurate, but still just crazy.
All right. And then, did you see the one that I'm most excited about? Karbon acquired Ader. Did you see this?
I did see this one.
Okay.
And I know, like, I had never heard of Ader before scaling, and then we were going to talk to those guys, and they're doing some cool things. And I have not had the time to dig into that. You probably have, but yeah, this is pretty awesome. Lay it down. Lay it down for me.
I mean, Ader, first of all, I hate the word AI because it's just at this point it's a marketing term more than anything. If any company has an if then statement in their workflow, they're like, we have AI, and it's like, no, you have conditional logic. But Ader was one of the few platforms I'm seeing that is like really changing the game when it comes to AI bookkeeping and just getting the advisory services right and being able to just get like real-time client data. If you go to their website, ader.ai, like there's some really neat stuff they're doing there. And that was one of the few softwares coming out of Scaling New Heights that I was actually interested in implementing in my firm. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but Ader was the big winner when it comes to all those solutions. Well, Karbon just saw the prettiest girl at the ball and made it Facebook official. Like they put it out there. They're acquiring what I would say is the hottest new lady on the dance floor. Way to go, Karbon. This might change the landscape for a bit, Jeremy.
Do you think, and I'm guessing they didn't say this yet, but are you able, because before, Ader is independent, right? And you can just kind of lock it in, bring it on to your tech stack. Is this going to be now only you have to be a Karbon person to get Ader, or do you think Ader is going to live on its own for a little bit?
So this is a good question because, I mean, what's going to happen long term? My guess, the smart play is not be platform agnostic. Now, Intuit doesn't do that. They buy, Data Deer, rename it Spreadsheet Sync, and kill its Xero integration.
Right.
But, I mean, look at like Gusto's buying Guideline. You'd be an idiot to kill Guideline's access to other payroll softwares, right? Like, no, you want to get as much market share as you can. You probably want to keep the Guideline name and just own it and integrate, but you don't want to rebrand that Gusto 401k or anything. I would say the same thing here is like, you have Ader built in, but you don't get rid of it. You instead, make it a huge feature, and you have your own white labeled version when you're in Karbon. But it's I would keep it available to the public, but I don't know. Like, what would you do, Jeremy?
I like that idea too, right? I think as you said, you're just cutting off audience there. Unless you got people already, like, I don't know how many people are active on Ader now. Can you suck them all into the Karbon thing and be like, guess what you're doing too now? This is your new total firm platform.
It's a gateway drug. You get on Ader, and then it's like, well, we can show all of this in your client portal if you switch to Karbon. And it's like, oh, shoot. Like, here's what kills me. You know what none of these practice management softwares are doing?
No.
There is not a custom way to just have an iframe directly in your client portal to show a different software. What I mean by this is, have you guys ever seen an embedded video or anything on a web page? A lot of times you can do what's called an iframe, and Google Sheets allows this, Microsoft Excel allows this, YouTube allows this, where you can just customize the HTML code and have a whole separate website asset show up within another website. Why are we not doing this with tools like Ader or Reach Reporting or other stuff? Like if I were running Keeper, Karbon, Canopy, TaxDome, I would make it available that I could have a tab where you could iframe in another tool or website directly onto it. Dude, you just like integrated without having to do any work.
You lost me at code.
I know,
But the
I'm
rest of
sorry.
it, yeah. But yeah, I agree. Like these are the cool things that should be available now, again, with using the AI term, but like conditional, like computer generated logic to know certain things that we as humans won't know and optimize those pages, those reports, advertising, whatever it is, and get that really custom to who you know is coming in, because we all know we're being tracked. Big Brother's there. They got hooks in us. So like
Yeah,
how do you
restrictions are going down. I mean, yeah, we're still getting the text messages every day phishing. Yeah, you're gonna have to learn it. What else you got? Because you had one other amazing announcement.
I had one other one, and this one to me seems cool. So, like, we talked about AI, and again, we don't want to lose listeners because we are pretty non-AI. Like, we love it, right? But we don't sit there and talk about it because there's so many other things in the industry, and we're people.
Well, that's because we're dumb. If we wanted to optimize our search engine optimization and like show up in feeds and whatnot, we would just talk about AI nonstop, even when it's
Yeah.
not applicable. But you and I are not smart enough to capitalize on this.
Right. And I also think, like, I know me, and I hope our listener, and maybe they're not, maybe they just love, like, hey, we're going to listen to Jason Statz's AI, which is amazing things. But, like, I just get killed by it. Like, everything, like you said, it's just always there. It's what everybody's talking about all the time. And there's so many other things to cover that we're never going to probably be that cool kid. But no, Ignition just came out, which again, firm management software, Ignition, very popular and all the things, but that they are releasing a AI powered in pricing intelligence solution for accounting firms. So this one I saw and I was like, hell's yes, because if you're going through and you just don't do standard packages, right? And we don't, and I know you have those, but you also customize them.
Mm-hmm.
So much of it is art versus science, right? Like you don't know until you're working on them. So for anything else, people, AI, computer generated things, I want every single input I can have to come up with the best price that I think where it's going to give me the highest margin, the client's going to be happy, all of those things. So included in this, they say they include variables such as their location, the firm profile, the industry that they're in, and any other underlying data that they can generate from your potential client that could give you feedback on how to price it.
Honestly, my biggest question is, will it be before the end of the year that Keeper, Karbon, Canopy, Financial Sense, and Zenit all have this built into their tool as well? Because if you're syncing with the general ledger, you can say like, oh yeah, charge this much per transaction, this much per bank account you got to recon, this much per intercompany, this much per fixed asset. Here's your pricing module. Have a good day. Like, you've already got the data. I wouldn't be surprised if at least two competitors that I just named have a similar feature by the end of the year now. But this is smart. Way to go, Ignition.
Yeah, and I feel like they could also pull in a potential PETA score, like how many times was this transaction changed over the course of the year by people, and what is inherently wrong with this? Yeah. Oh,
How
yeah,
many people have
idea.
access to the books? And if they are all sharing the same last name, aka it's like the sister-in-law that's in there tinkering, we're going to increase the fee.
Right. How many transactions did the non-accountant adjust during the course of the year?
Can the API tell me how many times the bank feed has broken in the past month so we can charge for that too?
Yes. These are all important things. I love this.
Hey, real quick, it's not even on the agenda, but I do want to throw one more out there. And you guys are probably sick of me being a Keeper homeboy. But
I'm not.
Okay, well, good. Because they had a big old webinar last week about their new pricing module, right? They're now going with everyone else, including me, having a 3-tier structure, right? The cheap plan, the middle, the top tier, you get everything. They have now released AI generated analysis. So now when you go push your financials out, you can have templated queries. You don't just click the button and it gives you analysis. You can modify your query, and it comes with 2 default queries, but you can change it up. So if you want more puns in there or more industry references or whatever else, you can save your prompts, and it will give you the insights to throw right at the top of your reports to your clients, making it look like you're doing more, even for doing less. We got access to it this week, and dude, it is so friggin' cool. It's not perfect yet, but I guarantee you we are going to wow our clients' faces off with this sort of magic. I am so stoked.
Okay. All right, I'm excited. Will there be the firmed out foundation course added for this? Gratuitous plug.
My firm foundation team is coming to my house tomorrow, and we're planning out what's coming next. I have a team, aka my brother and a friend of ours who we met at Wine Wednesdays. But she used to work for Goldman. She's smart as a cookie, or if she's a smart cookie, I don't know. That sounded really bad. But like, we're building this sucker. So yeah, firm foundation's gonna have it as well, dude. We're almost sold out on our first 50 after 1 week.
Nice. Congrats. Is that where I need to start recruiting employees? Wine Wednesday? Just go find Wine Wednesday and just...
Dude, okay, we are totally getting off the rails for a second, but I ran Wine Wednesday for 3 years straight in my 20s. Every Wednesday night, I would send out the location middle of the day that day, because there was like 5 of us that would rotate hosting. And I think 6 marriages that I know of came out of it, including my own. I think there's like, at this point, 12 kids that came out of it, and a few business ventures as well of people meeting up. Now, eventually the list got to 90 people every week I was texting. 30 different people would show up every week. It was not everyone showed up every week, but yeah, that was my life in my 20s.
That's a different kind of recruiting right there. I like it.
I know. Holy smokes, everyone. Why haven't you tried Keeper Scale yet? Their brand new suite of features giving us everything from automated accrual entries, AI journal entries, and one-click AI financial summaries is enough to completely reinvent your firm. I have been blown away with the improvements I've seen in the last few weeks, and it's all thanks to Keeper's new revolutionary core products. Head on over right now to keeper.app to sign up and get your first shot at signing up for Scale, the all-in-one plan that will let you level up your accounting firm and go to the next level. Head on over to keeper.app and tell them UnAccountable sent you. And already, this is our first episode, I think, with no games before halftime, but like, we had to cover all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy, for halftime today, I do want to talk about a company I've already mentioned, but I find it odd we've never talked about them. And I'm sure you haven't explored them as well as I have, but I want to talk about Financial Sense for a day. And you're like, whoa, Tyler, you're a Keeper homeboy. Aren't you talking about the enemy? And I may be. But you know what, folks? That's why I love this industry, because there are plenty of companies doing cool stuff. Jeremy, have you ever demoed Financial Sense?
I have not. I have seen them. I've talked to them at the various conferences just to get a little bit of background on there, but never dug in, no.
So here's what I would argue. Financial Sense, I've demoed them. I've worked with several people. That is their primary practice management software. If Keeper didn't exist, it's who I would have gone with. Now, granted, there's great tools out there. And honestly, I would use Financial Sense as a bookkeeping month-end close thing. If I were doing just taxes, I would probably have gone TaxDome, again, if Keeper didn't exist. But Karbon and Canopy are doing some really cool stuff too. Like all 5 of those, I would say those are the top leader in this space for running your firm. Financial Sense, though, it is just, I would argue, it is, if you are starting your firm today and you are looking for something that is easy to get up and running and you're staying, smaller size, 10 employees or less, there might not be a better system. Now, their integrations with, they're not doing what Keeper and Zenit do on the quality controls as well yet, but it is one super slick and easy interface. And the reason I want to highlight them today is because any other practice management software I talk about, I'm pretty sure you have to go in and sign up for a demo working with one of their sales reps to ever get in and play with it. Financial Sense is so easy to use. They're the only ones that I've seen last time I checked that you can get in and demo right away for free with no one getting in front of you trying to sell you. It is just, it's a slick platform. And I just want to call it out for those that are getting started because, you should, it's worth a look. I don't know if I did it justice here, but it's worth a look what they're doing over there.
I like it. Yeah. Just looking through there, first of all, pricing isn't bad, right? Like, especially starting, like you get to like a lot of the other tools that are out there as you grow, right? You can go and get more tools on things. But I do like some of the cool things they're talking about here, like having the integrated email, e-signature, like direct Zapier integrations, things like that are important for us where we don't want to do all the administrative nonsense.
Invoicing and billing to your customers within your CRM, like that's something that not every single platform has. Financial Sense, like you and I are, cobbling together. I'm using Anchor. You're using Pluto?
We are. Yeah, I am currently using Pluto. We go live with Anchor in 29 days.
You're switching. Go team, go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could do it all in there. I think I still love Anchor more, but like,
Yeah.
it is an all-in-one that is doing neat stuff. And again, like you gotta know who in the industry is doing right stuff. So maybe an underwhelming app stack from my standpoint, because I'm not actively using it. But I mean, questions, Jeremy. What do you got?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I have to dig in this one more, but it is again. You threw out some of the big names, and this one always gets thrown around with it, right? Even from the cool kids of the world, that it is a slick tool, and all of these are growing and trying to do things. The only concern I have with, even with Keeper sometime, who's done a good job, is like, don't try to do too much, right?
Yeah.
So they have a lot of things that they're doing here, like task dependencies, or they're integrating with your Google Drive if you're using that, or OneDrive. I mean, I just think sometimes too many places they try to take 50 lanes and try to smoosh the traffic all together in their lane. That would be my only concern with this. But again, I think we have a couple people in our space that use this, and think I've heard good things. So
yeah. Well, go to financialsense.com. Jason Stats has a great video out there on their whole platform. Who, by the way, Jason Stats in Salt Lake at a bar tonight, meeting up with him in a couple hours. So that's fun.
Are you? Nice.
Yeah. I mean, all of you listening, it's too late to tell you, but see you at Lake Effect at 5. All right. On to the next thing. Jeremy, there's a game here that I've been wanting to do for weeks, and we've been bumping it the same way Jimmy Kimmel bumped Matt Damon for years. Just, we don't got time for you. Well, I'm excited to finally get to this game, and we're going to play this or that. I am going to read off to you 8 items, and you're going to have to tell me if it's A, a tax form, B, a Star Wars droid, or C, both.
Both?
Are you ready?
All right. I'm already impressed. Let's do it.
All right. Jeremy, question 1. Q9-0.
I believe that's a Star Wars droid.
Well done. Yes, that is a droid pilot from the Mandalorian series, which I am not caught up on. But, just wanted to start you off with what?
Oh, did you see there's going to be a Mandalorian Grogu movie?
No idea.
Oh, teaser trailer out there. Sorry, you got me really excited. We're way
time
off
for all
the rails
this
today.
stuff. I'm still on Alex Hermosi's webinar that started 6 months ago.
Because it's still going.
That's still going, man.
Love it.
All right. Question 2, Jeremy. FX7.
FX7. I'm going to go with an IRS form.
No, I'm just here to mess with you, man. It is a medical droid on Hoth and The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, no idea who would know that and why. Listener, if you got that right, you should be ashamed.
No, there are all sorts of good Star Wars nerds out there to be like, they're in 4 episodes of Clone Wars the FX was a good call because I was thinking foreign exchange when you said that. So that was
I curated this a little, Jeremy.
Yeah,
I curated it a little.
like it. Yeah.
Question number 3, Jeremy. 941X.
That would be a tax form. Pretty confident on this one.
And what form is that, Jeremy?
That would be the form you file to amend a 941 or a quarterly payroll tax filing.
Damn, you sound smart, dude.
Oh, no. I mean, I got into the ERTC world or the ERC world where you had to create the 941s to get that credit. All that. That's the only reason.
Yeah. But all this being said, I want to bring up the X form because any chance I can avoid having an X, I prefer to. Do you know the audit rate? One of the sites I'm looking at here says whether it's state forms or federal forms, your chance of getting an audit triples when there's an amendment.
Ooh, okay.
Do you know that?
That makes sense, though. Like, you clearly screwed something up once. They should now hold you in less high regard and come visit you. Yes.
Yeah. So your chance of an audit goes from this big, Jeremy, right here, just a little bit, to this big.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that was a big
for our listeners, that was great podcasting content right there. All right. Question 4, Jeremy. W8BEN.
Star Wars.
I love this game so
Man.
much.
Like BB-8, is that like his official name? Dang it.
W8BEN, it's the beneficial owner of a foreign trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
That law that came out, you'd have to fill that out because they'd want to know what the ownership percentage is of everything.
Yeah. But it's foreign status beneficial owner stuff. Talk about tax forms, Jeremy. There are certain forms where if I find out and I have it in my organizers that I find out we need to file, I give the client their money back and say, hey, you need to go to a firm that does big boy stuff. Do you have any deal breakers in like your service offering where it's like, hey, if you've got this in your books, we're out?
Mostly not. So I've said this many times. I failed terribly with one client, and they were a large housing development place, had a lot of HUD federal funding, and just so many different streams of things coming in. And I've said that we now have one client that's much smaller that dabbles in the same place that we're doing very well with. But to me, if you're doing subsidized housing with a lot of government programs, the red tape there and the amount of segmentation of records just is enormous and not something I would touch again with a housing authority. So that's the only one that I think I wouldn't touch at this point.
I think it's good to have your lines you won't cross. That and jerks, man. The amount of jerks I've just been like, hey, we're not going to get you a proposal. We don't think we're a right fit for you.
That was the PG-13 of what we would normally call those people.
Yeah, the PETA clause, right?
Yeah.
All right. Question 5, Jeremy, of 8. We're getting close. HK-47.
HK-47. Star Wars droid?
He's an assassin from the Knights of the Old Republic. Again, I would have no idea. No idea.
I don't know what that is either. Just sounded pretty Star Wars droidy.
It's almost like AK-47, which is the gun, but that was also Andre Karolinko for the Utah Jazz back in the day, war number 47. Yeah. That was our guy.
Now who's pulling out the nerd?
Oh, yeah. Good old Andre. All right. Question 6, Jeremy. K3.
The K3 form. I'm going to go IRS form. Dang it.
It is actually both.
Oh, is this... really?
Yep.
I didn't even know that was coming, and you weren't going to put it last, or you wouldn't have had enough. Dang it. I fell into a... Yeah.
Yep. You are correct. It is a tax form, and for some reason when doing my notes, I did not actually list which droid it was. I was just excited to find a droid that was also a tax form. I got a little giddy. But we don't have time to do that because we got to finish this recording on time. So, all right. Okay. Droid 8283.
8283. That's got to be a tax form.
And I was hoping you would get this one right because that's the non-cash charitable contribution form.
Yeah, yes. I know this number. I know what it is. But yeah, for sure. Yeah. So
it's also the last 4 digits of my phone number. Shouldn't have said that one out loud. All right. On to the last one. IG88.
This is a supermarket. IGA. IG88. Droid.
Well done. Well done, Jeremy. Yes, it is a droid. He's also a bounty hunter from the original Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Well done, sir. Good job. I don't know if this was the world's best accounting merit, but I absolutely loved the idea for this game. I mean, 5 out of 8, Jeremy. You should be proud of yourself.
I'll take that. I mean, I pride myself on some Star Wars knowledge, but it's so huge. But like, my Star Wars knowledge clearly does not align with your Harry Potter level of expertise. So more to come.
Welcome to Fast Figures. 10 questions, 1 minute-ish. All answers are numbers. The game starts now.
All right, and here we are back at our favorite Fast Figures. I get to host this today, and I like to look at, like, what are we at? What's the day? We're dropping this on...
October 9th.
October 9th. So I looked at what that day is. October 9th is International Beer and Pizza Day.
Really?
Yeah. And so we're gonna have some questions around those. However, it is also, and I'm not getting into this, I was just confused by it. So we will not speak of it again afterwards, but it is National Pro-Life Cupcake Day.
You were getting political, but now you have me intrigued with that last word there.
I don't know. I didn't look any further because we had a deadline. Both of us were at conferences. I needed to get this game together. But I read that one and I'm like, nope, I don't have time to think through why there's a pro-life national cupcake.
Let's not get pro-life or pro-choice, but is the pro-life applied to the political stance or that you think cupcakes should not get eaten?
Ooh.
Right?
I didn't even think of that take, yeah.
Cupcakes really deserve a chance to live, Jeremy.
Yeah. No. It's like it's
to
like
grow old and stale.
it's
All
not
right,
like
let's get into the
like,
game.
it's like having a toy and not taking it out of the package. You gotta play with the toy. Okay, cool. All right, let's get some time on the clock. We'll get started. All right. How many milliliters are in a classic German Stein of ale?
750.
Within 10%, what is Domino's gross margin on its sales?
72%.
Within 5 gallons, how many gallons are in a barrel of beer?
In 5 gallons, how many gallons are in? 32.
Within 50%, you've complained that I give you small windows or terrible answers. Within 50%, what is the dollar amount of federal excise tax per barrel of beer for large producers?
Oh. 100.
Beer production is also taxed at the state level. How many states have a additional tax that is higher than the federal tax within 10 states? How many states have more than that what the federal tax puts on there?
Let's go with 18.
Okay, what is the number of years that brewing equipment and commercial ovens are depreciated over?
I want to guess 7.
Everyone loves having a good pizza pie delivered. Within 10, how many states currently tax RDFs or retail delivery fees?
22.
Within 25%, what is the correct amount of slices of pepperoni that should be on a 16-inch pizza?
35.
Within 10%, what is the ABV or alcohol percentage of the strongest beer ever produced?
I mean, it's got to be absurd. 25.
Within 20%, how many square miles was the largest pizza ever created according to Guinness?
Square miles?
Square miles.
4. We'll go 4.
I might have to reread my stat there. That one could be wrong. That's it. Final bonus question. Should pineapple go on pizza?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's unpack this.
Hey, that last question, I'm ready to argue. I don't put it on mine, but the beauty of pizza is whatever the hell can go on it that you want.
No.
All right, fine. Let's get into it. Sorry.
I'm dying on this hill. No pineapple on pizza. All right, so let's unpack this. So how many milliliters are in a classic German Stein? Did not give you any allocation or percentages on this one. You said 750. It is 1,000. 1 liter of delicious ale in one of those.
You know, who's keeping track of the liters? By Stein number 4, it's just, you don't care.
I only have liters of cola.
You want a liter of cola, Farva?
Give me a liter of cola.
A what?
Do you ever see one of the Stein holding competitions, though? You see the paint?
Yeah, that is brutal.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be brutal.
Yeah, maybe at our next conference we'll have to do that. So if you don't know, the challenge is you just got to hold your arms straight out to the side or in front of you, holding Stein's, 1, 2, whatever the challenge is, and just last one to let him drop. That's
Make this part of the unaccountable GrowCon party at Tyler's house.
Yes.
Stein's.
Yes.
Oh, I love this idea. Perfect. All right. Within 20% or 10%, what is Domino's gross margin on its sales? You said 72. They list 40. I think
so. It costs them 60 cents on every dollar just to make the pizza. Well, I guess I was thinking just food costs. Are they including labor?
I think they must be including labor there, because I read somewhere that like they sell a pizza for like $16 and they cost them like $4. So
That's
that would
fair.
be right.
I was not thinking labor. Yeah. I was thinking just the food costs. Fair enough. Okay.
Food costs, I think, just based on that, you were almost spot on, right? They think it's like 75%.
Well, because a good restaurant, like you really want to be 30, 30, 30, 10, where you want to be 30% food max, 30% labor max, 30% overhead max, and then 10% profit. That's what you should be shooting for. So I was thinking they were a little bit below the industry standard on food costs.
Does specialized accounting have dashboards that provide such figures to their?
Sure do.
I bet they do.
Dude, we even go down to liquor, wine, and beer because they should have different margins. Wine is a moneymaker. Beer, highest COGS we got on most of our clients.
Really? They make more with wine. Okay.
Yeah, like one of our best clients, like 28% on beer. It's like 12% COGS on wine.
Ew.
or on liquor. Sorry, wine, you have more waste because you'll open a bottle and then the end of the night you can't pour it for the next day. But yeah, liquor's a moneymaker.
Yeah. Okay. That's why you got to just drink the wine before you leave.
There you go.
Okay. Within 5 gallons, how many gallons are in 1 barrel of beer? You said 32. It is 31. Nice work.
Here's the thing. I did make my own wine for a while. You could buy the pre-mashed grapes, and so we'd make 6-gallon carboys at a time. And that number was in my head. It was somewhere in the 30s because I know I've heard this stuff elsewhere. No, I never made a full barrel, but yeah, we would brew beer. Me and my dad would brew beer at his place. We'd make wine at our place. So yeah.
Did you serve it on Wine Wednesdays?
Yes, we did. Dude, when you come to Utah, I have got some bottles that are 12 years old in my basement that I've made that are aging wonderfully. I will crack one open for you when you get here.
I love this.
Dude, they honestly taste like a $40, $50 bottle of wine. It's not the world's most amazing, but it's good.
Solid. All right. I'm looking forward to it. Cool. All right. Within 50%, what is the dollar amount that the federal excise taxes have on a barrel of beer for large producers? You said 100. Incorrect. It's actually 18, but it actually steps up. So I found this interesting. So It is only $3 and $3.50 per barrel for up to 60,000 barrels. Then from 60,000 until you get over 6 million, it's $16. Once you get over 6 million barrels, the subsequent barrels are all taxed at $18 a barrel.
This is one of those things where I have no interest in what you just said. But if you specialized in accounting for this industry and you drop this knowledge while boothing at a conference, at a brewery conference as an accountant, you are going to instantly buy credibility. This is why you niche, because if you know this stuff and you can spout it to your market, you get instant trust.
Right. And then you also can think about projecting this out. So that's exactly where I was going with that. Thank you for stealing my thunder as usual. Is that, you can project this out too. Hey, you're going to have a lesser tax burden in the beginning of the year because you haven't reached this. Let's say they make 8 million gallons. It's going to be so much lesser in the beginning of the year. And then you'd see that and forecast it out. What does that do to cash flow? All the things. Yeah. This also applies to seltzers. Right. Same thing. My question too is now you see in all the gas station stuff, the THC drinks, those get no kind of federal excise tax because I don't think they're technically legal or
controlled substance.
It's not a regulated industry like beer is. Interesting. Getting tax free. Okay. Number 5, beer production also taxed at the state level. So how many states have higher than that $18 per barrel? That is federal.
I am looking at the answers now that I'm in here, and man, I'm just going to go ahead and hit it right now. That was the dart, barely hit the dartboard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you said 18, it's 8. So still loved it. Yep, that's a win. The highest one is Tennessee. I was a little surprised, but maybe they want you to be drinking your Jack Daniels there, not having your beer.
Yeah.
Maybe. Also, a little disappointed. Wisconsin is the third lowest at $2. Wyoming is only 60 cents. But I would still say Wisconsin's $2 a barrel probably generates more revenue than Tennessee at $40 a barrel.
But I bet you're right. Actually, this is a great point as to looking at tax laws and why Tennessee makes sense because that's where the bourbon industry lives.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet you anything the bourbon industry lobby hard to get extra taxes put on their biggest competitor. That makes total sense, dude.
Yeah, totally does. So cool. Nice work. Next one, number of years that brewing equipment and commercial ovens are depreciated over. You said 7. I had 5. It's both, right? I saw both ways.
Yeah.
I've seen this. You probably have better insight on this one than I do.
Well, because there's furniture, fixtures, and equipment, which you could probably argue some of it is FF&E, and then there's machinery and equipment, and depending on which one you're going to consider it, 5 or 7 years. So I don't know.
I wasn't going to give you wrong on that one. Yeah. Okay. As much as I would love to. All right. So everyone loves having a good pizza pie delivered. There are, however, retail delivery fees. Within 10, how many states tax these fees? You said 22?
Wild guess. I just wanted a big window.
There is only 2. You just picked somewhere in the middle. Yeah, only 2 of them right now. So, yeah, I found this one interesting, too, as kind of going through a rabbit hole, is that Colorado has one that is 29 cents per order. And then Minnesota has one, which is 50 cents on any transaction over $100.
Huh.
So that these delivery fees, and you got to think like this is only going to continue to grow as more people want this, and we get lazier as an organization that we can't go get our own food. But there are 7 other states that are considering this as well right now. And then it's got a bigger topic with this. So like states like this, to me, delivery is a service, right?
Yep.
And most states' professional services are not taxed.
Yep.
Right. So like we don't have to do this, but there are a couple that are, including like Hawaii, South Dakota, New Mexico. Those are taxed. So in theory, and I think we just got a client or had one and left client in New Mexico, I theoretically should have to pay state tax on the services we provided for them, right?
Well, depends what the argument is. Is this just on delivery fees or is this on all services?
Now I'm going to all services. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. If it's on all services, then yeah, like nothing is excluded. Because almost every state's tax law is everything's taxed and then what's excluded. In fact, that's what the tax code is like the first 18 pages are here's what you get taxed, and then the next 8,000 are all the exclusions. And that's going to be the same thing here is do professional services get an exclusion? Lawyers, doctors, and accountants, do we get excluded from that?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Interesting. I better look into that one.
But we do a trick here in the hospitality space. I've got clients that like they will contract a third-party group to come in and, cater breakfast or something at the hotel, and they'll deliver it to people's rooms for orders. They break out on the customer folio the food charge from the delivery fee that the hotel charges to procure it. That way, the fee for the hotel procure it is now a service, and they just pass on the food costs. And now you don't pay tax because you already paid tax on the food getting it from the provider, and then you don't have to charge food. If you just say, hey, breakfast is $50, we'd have to pay tax on all of it because it's not broken out. What's the service? What's the meal?
Ooh, sneaky.
Tax games, man.
Have you caught somebody not doing that and had them fix it and save some money?
Yeah. Easy win.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right. Within 25%, what is the correct amount of slices of pepperoni that should be on a 16-inch pizza? You said 35. I had 40. Well within.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
According to what source?
I found 2 sources, so I had to look at this book. I wanted you to.
You can't do research sometimes on tax questions, but you're coming with 2 sources for pizza.
Yeah, 2 different pizzas. There was one commercial organization that I do not remember that they said that, and then Domino's too. That is like their.
You can't say a Domino's commercial is a commercial organization. Those are 2 different things.
No.
I'm just heckling. Go on.
Done here. Yeah. No, yeah. So they both said around like 40 slices of pepperoni on a pizza. I never knew that.
You're welcome for listening to Unaccountable.
Yes. All right. Within 10%, what is the highest ABV or alcohol percent of the strongest beer ever brewed? You said 25. It is 75%.
I don't think that is beer anymore. That's liquor because it's pretty much straight alcohol with flavoring.
Yeah, I kind of agree. So and I looked at it, I'm like, is this really beer? But supposedly, so it's the Scottish Beetherfire, whatever
I like your
it is.
Norwegian Scottish there. That was good.
Scottish? We're Scottish, like Sean Connery, which has a 75% ABV Scottish ale from the 88 Brewery, crafted using a process of freezing the beer and then blending it with Scottish spirit after fermentation.
Well, if you're blending it with a spirit, that is cheating.
Yeah, I feel like that's cheating too. What are the rules here? I'm going to have to talk to my one beer client to be like, is that really a beer?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. What constitutes a salad? I threw a piece of spinach into a cake I baked. It's now a salad.
Right. Totally salad. Cool. All right, last one. Within 20%. How many square miles? Oh, God. Was the largest pizza ever created according to Guinness?
Jeremy, tell me about this one.
Oh, I got this one screwed up. So I did research on the pizza, made sure I found 2 sources. I went and looked at this 2 sources too, but it was not miles. It was meters. I just wrote down miles on the question.
Misleading the witness. So this is for you, and this is for me.
I love this. So it's you said 4. It's 1,300 square meters. How many miles is that?
I don't know, but you misled me because you said miles. So I'm like, okay, this has got to be massive.
Oh, it's not even 1 square mile. Like 5,000ths of a square mile.
Yeah.
Damn it. I want a 13,000 or 100 square foot pizza some days. Yes, I'll say we'll give you that one. Whatever. Final question: pineapple on pizza? No, not doing it.
No, absolutely. There are so many great pizzas out there. I don't think ham and pineapple is a good one, but have you ever had like a good dessert pizza or like a Thai pizza or whatnot? I'm just saying there are scenarios where it can make sense.
Yeah, I should be more open-minded on this one, but I'm not. I also don't like fruit mixed into things, right? Like I don't like mandarins on my salad or strawberries on my salad. I want fruit adjacent to fruit. I want fruit by itself, not with other foods.
You elitist snob.
It's true. All right, we'll start with our loser of the week here. Federal workers, and then maybe all of us. So we're recording on the 2nd. As of yesterday, the government has shut down. And I wanted to drop this so many times we were talking earlier. Is like, hey, now your chance of getting audited is now this big, and it got this big. No, it didn't, because nobody is working at the IRS right now. However, they put out clear communication. Yes, you need to pay all your taxes and do all the things we ask you to do, even though we are not technically funded at this moment.
Yeah, brutal. I'm just hoping TSA is still running by the time we get to Intuit Connect. I got to make that flight.
Yeah, I didn't think that either. My parents are heading Snowbird here in a few weeks, and they're like, yeah, can you meet me at the airport? I'm like, sure, I'll get you there like an hour ahead. I got some things going on or whatever. They're like, yeah, we're worried about TSA. That won't be early enough. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll give you that one.
The winner of the week? And
the winner of the week. So Global Finance just came out with their world's 50 safest commercial banks. Would you, bonus questions, because we didn't ask many questions in the first half. What country do you believe the number one bank is from?
The number one bank?
Number one safest commercial bank in the world. Which country do they reside? Or are they?
It's going to be like something north and cold, like no, a Swiss bank. It's going to be north and cold. Norway, Sweden, Denmark, something like that.
No, it is the Royal Bank of Canada. It is the number one safest bank, which I got
right. Cold and north.
Cold and north. You're right. I thought you were going to hit it on the head there. Switzerland is an 11. It's got its first one. Here's what surprised me about this list. The United States has the most on the list. Did not surprise me, with 9.
Yeah.
The highest ranked one on there, though, is only number 26.
Ooh.
And it's AgriBank, who I've heard of a little bit. I used to do some agri-lending stuff, so I've heard of them. But yeah, never would have thought that. The only couple like big ones out there that we probably know for U.S. banks are JP Morgan Chase. That is number 49. And Bank of America is number 50.
Barely sneaking in there.
Yep. Oh, got to go up to Canada, get my dollars up there. There's my best Canada accent. We're doing a lot of accents.
Tune in next week to hear Jeremy butcher the Australian accent.
Crikey!
Jeremy, dude, a couple weeks coming up here. We'll see you at Intuit Connect. We get one of my favorite guests back next week. I can't friggin' wait. Our cybersecurity expert, Dwayne, is back next. I know. I am so pumped for this one. There's so much to talk about. And then, I'm going to go hang out with the guys from Anchor tonight and with Jason Stats tonight. So I will report back to you later.
I would love for you to tell them Jeremy says hi, and they're all going to go with, who? Yeah. Sure.
Until next week, man.
Perfect. Have fun, man.
Attention firm owners. Are you trying to figure out how you can structure your firm in a way that's just plug and play? Are you looking for a solution on how you can onboard team members and how to instantly make them productive? Are you looking to switch from your current task management system or even tax prep workflow system and have it all done for you? Well, allow me to introduce the Firm Foundation. Yes, I have taken everything in my firm and bottled it up into one-stop shop where you can learn how to instantly roll out processes and procedures to build a 7-figure firm just like mine. This is in response to many people asking, Tyler, do you offer coaching or mentoring? And after many failed attempts of trying to help anyone, because no one should need me as a mentor, we are now offering the Firm Foundation to you. And if you get in now, you're going to have access to everything we're creating here in the future at the cheap price we're offering it today. So head on over to thefirm.foundation, secure your spot now, and we can't wait to welcome you to the community. See you there.